I'm just a girl, I'm sugar. The girl, I'm just no yeah, yeah. Let us get this URLs. L's of the URL. The U of the RLs. Ay. Copy link. Man. Copy the link, man. Oh, come on, man. Come on, guy. Calm down, guy. Hold on, y'all. Shite. Well, that doesn't bode well. Give me a second. Let me recut this. While everybody comes up in here, give me one moment. Un momento, por favore. I gotta post this in the Discord. And I did not copy it to the Discord. No el bueno. Boom, 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 ba-dum. Boom, boom, boom. Give me one moment, y'all. Copy this URL. There we go. Paste that right there. Then we're going to hit up the Cash Lane crew. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bo bo bo. Bo bo bo. There we go. 1 minute, y'all. Just about done. My apologies. My apologies. I apologize. I got to clean this stuff up and send this in the Discord. Bang! There we go. Yikes! Sorry. What up, everybody? Hope everybody's well. Hope y'all having a blessed Sabbath. But I had to get this one out. It's been weighing heavy on the spirit. Un spiritus. So this one is the robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are coming. There's a lot going on in the economy. There's a lot going on in society. This change and switch up in what you have to do to kind of get your business through or get your family through this economic destruction. What we have to figure out is economies of scale and figure out how we're going to do business. By the way, welcome to Toxic Hustle. This is Toxic Thoughts. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey. This is me dumping my brain on the internet as I'm seeing things. I research a lot for myself, which trickles into the businesses that I do or the clients that I work with. And I work with a lot of businesses. And one of the things I try to do is I try to let everyone know the pivots I make now, because it's important. These are things I used to just talk with my friends. Like, we would just be on the phone for hours and I would just hit them up and be like, hey, Rayon, what's up? This is the same conversation that me and my homeboys would just do all the time. Like, we'd be sitting on the phone, but I would do these conversations one at a time. And you know that I can't do that anymore. So this is my way of doing those same damn conversations, but now everybody gets the information straight off the guff, right? So this week we've seen a lot of things. A lot of ridiculousness is going on, not just with the markets, but with what people believe is the economy. And that our economy is safe and secure, right? So let's look at this. Let me show you something. let's start with the subprime auto loan collapse that I think is going to happen. Now, a couple years ago, actually, let's go back. This is 2015. I'm in a car on my way to work. I'm working at Canon USA, the camera company. And as I'm working at the camera company, I'm going back and forth, trying to get rides to go all the way to Long Island because they bought a new business. They bought a new building, this big ass building all the way in BFE, Bump, Egypt, right? So they got this company out there, and I'm like, now I can't even get to work. So you're causing there's people that's coming from Brooklyn all the way to get to Long Island, deep Long Island. And I'm in at the time near Bayside, right? And Bayside is kind of like on Long Island's edge and near like Flushing, near like Long Island. It's in like this little pocket of Long Island, Flushing, and like some other places, right? And in this pocket, I could easily get to take the Long Island Railroad, take a train. To get to my job, it was like almost 5 to 6 hours to commute by train to get there and I'm right there. So you're telling me I've got to go all the way one way to go all the way this way to go all the way over there, then still take a bus and still would have to take a taxi cab. That's the reason why I left New York, because that made no damn sense. But I couldn't afford a car at the time. One, I didn't have a license, because what do you need a license in New York for? What, to have to move it every week for trash? And there's alternate sides and paying tax, like no, paying for gas. No. I'll take the subway or take an Uber, right? Got real easy. Now, I kept saying it made absolutely no sense for how businesses are working right now. We're going back and forth to an office. This building, this company has to pay for my rent, but they're not even paying me enough to survive. Now, this is back in 2020. Actually earlier, 2012, sorry. This is 2012 that this was going on. Now, in 2012, I'm investing. I'm starting to do way more stuff on the market, but I'm seeing things popping the hell off and they don't make no damn sense to me. This is why I stopped trading. Because I was like, okay, I know this company sucks. Their earnings just came under. They're missing earnings, but the stock keeps going up. How is this working? How is this company failing, but it's going up? So every single time I was not trying to short the market, I was just like, okay, well, if a business sucks, it should fail. And that failure means your stock price goes down. I didn't have any understanding of what the Fed was doing. And also not understanding, and because at this time, y'all, this is 2012. I think Bitcoin is a scam. I don't believe in it. I don't think that it's worth a damn. I'm looking at other things. I'm looking at Spotify because I'm earning royalties at Spotify at this time. And I'm like, okay, Bitcoin, all right. You're talking about I can send a fraction of a penny. I'm looking at my Spotify royalties and it's like, hey, I'm making a fraction of a penny. Okay, so I don't need to do this Bitcoin thing because if I focus on my royalties, I'm making those fractions of pennies anyway, and it's going to a PayPal account. That's to a debit card. So if I can at least grow my Spotify numbers, well, shit, I should be able to make some money. Now, the thing is again, it's a subscription. And then it's the micro payment, right? So they don't really have any real revenue that they're generating. So that hustle doesn't really make sense for me. It stopped making sense for me. So there's things that I'm going to be doing and telling you later on, and I'm going to be showing you how, and through this entire transition, how I was making money early in all of those crashes. Because remember, y'all, I'm from a time where there was no internet. And now that there is this internet, my business acumen has been everything that I've saw as an analog business I saw was physically going to be able to be digital. I had already seen that production was going to be in a home computer, and I stopped going into Manhattan to try to get my albums done anymore. I said I punted that shit. And some of the things I'm going to show you today is also how I got jobs working for corporations with no damn education. Like, I barely got out of high school, y'all. I'm going to show you how you're going to hustle your resumes. Because at this point, I can't give you no cap. I'm a musician who's now going to start making more in royalties because I'm positioned right. And I'm going to show you how to position yourself there and how to get utility for your stuff. And I'm not charging you this for nothing. I need y'all to do this because as I become a media marketing company, that's what ToxicHustle will be. My goal is to get utility out of your catalog. I didn't understand that until I understand how I'm going to use it for my own royalties. And if I show you how I'm doing and making my own royalties, I don't need to own your royalties. I just need to be able to utilize your assets. And as long as I can utilize them and you can make money off of it, what does it matter, right? So I need to show you how to underlyingly just make money without charging you for that shit, because then you can do what I really need you to do, is to have a catalog that we can itemize and I can utilize for stuff for clients. And that's part of what we're going to talk at the end of this entire thing. A $4.99 plan that I'm getting ready to roll out in a few weeks is a ToxicHustle Pro plan. And that ToxicHustle Pro plan is specifically for being able to start getting utilization out of catalogs that are in CD Baby and are out and can get utility, like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all the places that I can get my utility, you should be getting it. And again, this is not going to be I'm just laying everything out because I'm going to show you how the economy doesn't have nothing for you and there's no jobs for you unless you're in automation. And I'm going to show you how you'll be able to start looking at automation as a service, as in if you need to work for clients, if you're marketing yourself, maybe you can take on a few clients. And if you can take on a few clients, you can start managing their social media profiles the same way you're managing yourself. And you can charge for that. How? A little girl did that with MySpace. And that's what I learned from that little girl back in the MySpace days, when she told her father to quit she might need him to quit his job because she was making all this money managing people's social media profiles on MySpace. And I'm telling you, you're going to have people that are going to be influencers. Those influencers are going to make money, and they're going to need somebody to manage their social profiles, to manage the YouTube, to get rid of the spam. There's a new business model rolling the hell out, and it's rolling over the top of us. And it's not just about music. It's not about just what you can do to make a beat. Can you make a whole song? Can that song be put out? Can you put it in a catalog? Can that then be used for anything? If somebody uses it for a show on YouTube, y'all, and YouTube is about to be the next Netflix. They already have premium content. They already have a subscription service. You just haven't locked it in your mind that they already are Netflix to another generation. Especially when you ain't got to deal with commercials on YouTube anymore. It's a whole nother experience on that YouTube premium-ish. But let's get to, before we can get to how we make money, we've got to deal with how our economy sucks. I say the robots are coming, the robots are coming. This screen is a screen of what you see behind the title. This right here is for a client. What I did was I created something to be able to enter the data of her sales items so that we could catalog her sales and not have duplicate items. That's what this is a way to download her order data and filter it through so that we filter only her orders and are able to store her sales data so that she can now make and send things to her clients, like email campaigns that can be more personalized in the future. Because what we're going to have to do for her is to be able to bridge to her clients while she's really just only has time to cook. She doesn't have time to talk about what's coming. She doesn't have time to talk about or know, hey, you like this product. Let me let you know it's back on the menu this week. Or you ordered this product last time and I haven't had it on there a while. Let me let you know again. And that's kind of this new relationship that we're going into with this direct to home market that's happening. This gig economy is making people work from home and people are eating home. And when they go out, if you're like me and you're eating out, I think you've noticed that food sucks. The quality sucks. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. But that's also because the supply and what's coming in is not as good. And we're going to be seeing a lot of stuff. I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been noticing. But on the first agenda, we got to deal with this um, before we get into the auto loan collapse and why, I want you to see something. I want you to understand how bad we're in, so that you can understand if you are not doing this, if you're not making this, you're not making $250,000. Sorry, if you're not making $250,000, the people that are still living paycheck to paycheck. 1/3 of Americans making $250,000 live paycheck to paycheck, according to Bloomberg. And this was on Johnny Bravo's channel, Jay Bravo. Now, think about that. $250,000, and you mean to tell me you have no money. You're living check to check to check. That means if anything was to change in your economy, you're out. You're inflated out, right? So if the economy shifts and things get more expensive and you're already living paycheck to paycheck, if the economy goes up or your expenses go up or one misstep, a medical bill, a car breakdown, something happens that you have an extra expense, how can you cover it? You go to credit card. And we're going to look in that, because if we start to see defaults, well, then we see the same situation we see in 2007, 2008. We need to remember the last time we felt this, and it's the closest one we got, short of the 2020 little jilt. But they pumped their way through that one. They pumped out enough money to bulk that one up. That just proved the money printers were there. Everybody got a check, right? So if we're living paycheck to paycheck, let's start down a path, right? So I put into Google search, I always like showing y'all. Yo, Immersive, I feel you on that, but you got to also understand that's the 1%. I'm saying that if the 1% are having a problem and living paycheck to paycheck, I know me as somebody who was making $65,000 to $75,000 a year when I wasn't watching my expenses. I was living paycheck to paycheck. Did I have 9 months of expenses? Do you have right now 6 months worth of wealth put away in case something happens? Right? That's where you have a coverage of capital. Right? So now this credit thing that they're doing, everybody's now running right to the credit card. So if now and we're even seeing what's that? Pay now, buy now, pay later. Well, now those are now going to be reported to the credit agency. So you have all the upside risk to the downside. And if we're seeing defaults there, what I'm just looking at is, are we seeing people losing jobs? Are we seeing people living check to check? And they are just one life problem away from living out of their car and still going to work. Are we seeing teachers doing that? Right? Are we seeing teachers going to work and still living out of their car? These are the things we got. This is our society as a whole. This is our economy as a whole. So we've got to look at that all as a whole. Like, wealth is your labor, right? The way hard currency is supposed to be, like if you had gold and silver back when those, and we can't go back to that because we have way too much liability and not enough asset creation. That's our problem. We spend, and then we're spending debt. And debt is the only way that the fiat system creates magic money. Somebody has to get a freaking loan and they just poof, make money. Like but they didn't create you didn't create no energy. And if you default on it, well, then they can just say, well, they can try to write it off, but they just made new debt. And then you compound it and compound it and compound it and compound it. We're starting to get to a point now, like here we are right now. If you look at this, if you're seeing the screen, we have subprime borrowers are missing loan payments. This is out right now. Why? Is not everybody laying people off? Hasn't people been living check to check? Hasn't food costs gone up by a certain percentage? Hasn't gas gone up by a certain percentage, positioning people out like they have to start making decisions? There's elderly people right now making a decision whether or not, do I eat today or do I go get my heart medication? I live on Social Security. I don't have enough money. The inflation went up 28%. I can't get 28% out of Social Security. I got to go back to work. When my pizza man is 80 years old and he's delivering to the wrong place, something's wrong. He's delivering pizza in the middle of the night to the wrong place, but he's 80 and he's out on these streets driving because he needs to eat or take his meds. Damn, immersive. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. Like I know people, man, and this is why this is so I'm impassioned about doing this. This is why this is like the conversations I have with friends, and I be yelling at my friends like, "Yo, what are you doing? Get prepared." Y'all, I've been telling them for years this was coming. Yo, I do automation for I'm doing for Canon, right? I'm making the catalog that used to take 3 months to make. I figured out how to take an Excel spreadsheet, make the PDF so we could get the government contracts. And that's how we were winning our contracts, is because I came up with a way to automate a process that took 3 months and I could do it in 24 hours. And that was inside the offices. Now you have tools that I'm going to show you later, and I'm going to show you how to put it on your resume so that you can go out here and get these jobs, because y'all got to start learning how to do these things for yourself, because especially if you sell beats, you're going to have to start managing your own social media profiles. And you're going to need to automate getting your spam off, and this is how you'll do it. If anything that I can help y'all with is I'm going to show you what tools you can use to start optimizing your business so that you can start concentrating on your content, because I need full, complete tracks. And even if I got to be on taking some of y'all samples and we partner together and I make whole songs out of them and I put them on albums and we get utility, by gosh, we're getting utility. Because at the end of the day, we can upload it to CD Baby and both of us can just eat. What does it matter? I just want to make sure my tribe gets to eat. I don't give a damn. I have no cap in my rap, and the only thing I'm going to sell you in a little bit is a $49.99 program that I'm going to have on as a subscription, so I can sit there and get presets and set up automations and set up all the stuff that you can just do your ish yourself. Like even Power Automate, how to download your stuff from CD Baby, collect your data and stuff it in your own database and do it your damn self. Or work with my network and be able for us to figure out how to use Power Automate, and you collect that data. We collect that data on your behalf, or you can put it on your own desktop and collect it yourself and send it to us, and then we network and be able to expand on your catalog. Because at the end of the day, utility of your catalog, if you're on CD Baby, I don't know where y'all are at, because y'all, I'm not trying to hate on DistroKid, because I know some of y'all went on there. But let me just get this to you straight. DistroKid, if you go any company, I'm not going to just bash on them. Any company that is telling you got to pay extra for YouTube, I ain't got no time for. Go look at how you got to pay for YouTube. If you got to pay extra for YouTube, you're wasting time. I pay $20-something. I upload, I get one-time fee, and I get every single place that they want to distribute. And I don't got to ask no more. And they ain't going to take no money from me no more. They take their percentages out of getting me more distro. And I'm making money in China and in overseas in Japan. I am not playing no more with these people, because, yo, YouTube money is my étouffée. Shrimp étouffée. That is the sweet spot right there. I never even realized how important YouTube money was going to be to me. It changed my entire business model, right? If I know I can get almost like 5 to 10 cents, depending on, like 1,000 or whatever, I'm like, yo, all I got to do is get more visibility. And you mean to tell me I can just take my tracks and then link it to stuff? Like create clip sites, right? Run it through clip sites, run it past 35 seconds so that you can collect your royalty stream? I want them royalties. Where else? Oh, Facebook. Are you getting Facebook royalties? No, you then go to CD Baby because they're Facebook royalties. And again, I am not affiliated. I'm not a part of their staff. I'm just like, yo, I'm making money and I need my people to start making that money because look, Google ain't going no place, right? We know this. Google got money, right? Google's the number one search engine. Their second search engine is owned by Google. It's called YouTube. YouTube's got royalties. YouTube pays $19.99. YouTube's also doing premium subscriptions and they got premium content and they're bringing people on. So guess what? They got eyeballs. Guess where your music can go? To everything. Sony just bought what? Sony just bought the two biggest animation companies, distribution companies on the freaking planet, right? Didn't they? Don't they have Funimation? Don't they have Crunchyroll? That means they own all the anime, not a part of the anime, but all the anime. So it's time to get some guap. The fact that your music can be utilized with fair use on any platform is money enough. I don't have to beg a rapper, and I'm a rapper. I'm a producer and I'm a rapper. I don't have to beg nobody to use my beats no more. F that. I'll give it to you. Here, rapper. Here. You want it for free? Right? That's what they want, right? Here. Take it. Put it anywhere you want, bruh. Ticking time bomb. I'm going to get that royalty. Especially in this era right now where they don't want to pay us our due any damn way. So look, I ain't begging you no more. You don't want to pay me for how I do my presets? Boom. $4.99. All you can eat. Here's all the presets. Here's how I'm setting up my ish. Here's how I'm filtering. Yo, did y'all watch MG the Future's last video, y'all? Did y'all see what he did with Isotope? I'm telling you, I'm filtering some drums and I'm gonna have it out for y'all. I am making a whole lot of shit for free for y'all, so that we can start getting catalog done. And I'm also making a project that's gonna be released through ToxicHustle Pro, where I'm showing you how I do my entire album end to end for $4.99 a month. Because we in a sort of recession type beats and I need us to make some money type beats. So I can't tell you I can make you a whole bunch of money, but I think I can help you get to at least $5 enough to be able to pay. If I say, hey, get your stuff on CD Baby, get your shit out there, keep pushing it, use your YouTube channels to be able to utilitize anything that's in the narrative, make some dope things on like After Effects, put your music behind it, upload it and get your royalties and get them to share it. Put it on Facebook and get them to share it. Make memes and make whatever the hell you got to do and get them to share it. There is your utility. That is how you get your product placement. Screw Pepsi. I haven't got there yet. Sorry. I'm going to get there. Sorry. We got right to making money. Like if anything else, if I lose any of y'all now, you just figured out how to go ahead and get your utility. Now I'm going to get into the rest of this market. It's going to be some sad-ish, but at least now you already know my narrative is you can make money. CD Baby, it pays to your PayPal or it pays to your bank account. You can then invest that money or pay your bills. Or you can, if you have a PayPal business debit card, you can go to Church's Chicken like I did back in the early 2000s when the first recession came through, swipe and eat you some chicken for the night. My thing is, if I can make $25 extra, $50 extra, $100 extra, that's something. That's another meal. If I can get some services and some products out to somebody, back in the day, I was doing graphics, CD covers, learn a graphic program, use Canva or something. I got some alarms to keep me on track. And I'm about where I'm supposed. No, I'm not. I'm gonna have to speed up. But get yourself to get services and start doing other services like mixing services, mastering services, like anything else besides just making the beat. Because look, even at $25, if I do one mix, even if I did a mix for $50, like, right, I'll just do a mix for a rapper. I'll say, yo, I'll do 2 songs for you, $25 a piece, but I'll do $50. And then I throw it through like a Neutron. And then get it sounding really good and put some effects to that, but get it done in like an hour and then charge $50, I go eat. Are you kidding me? Yo, we're about to be into some service workloads like a mug. And my thing is, y'all, what if I could sit there and automate Fiverr, right? And automate Fiverr to be able to get these mixing jobs out for cheaper prices. And automate the data process on the back end. I mean, I've been using it for clients for the last 5 years. I've been making money with it. This is not even speculation or opinion. I've used it for clients on a consistent basis just to be able to get a project done fast. And with the newest layers of what they're doing, it's making my job ridiculously easy. Yeah, it can sound like it's cap, but my clients don't give a damn when they're on earbuds. See, everybody gets real. We get real. I call one of my homeboys, hey, what's up, Johnny Strains? I call him a software jockey, right? Because he's really or a hardware jockey. He's so concentrated on the sound and having the latest plugin and making sure everything sounds quality. I'm like, yo, they listen to it on earbuds, right? They don't got no wave. They're not listening to a wave in a surround sound system. Like, it's not shiny and crystalline. Like, they got cheap ass earbuds, and it's probably like a third party joint, bootleg. So it isn't even like dope. And you're concentrating on that. And while he's doing all that mix, he did like 8 hours on a mix, right? And I did 4 of his homeboys, the same rapping crew. He did one mix, and I think he got, $300-$400, right? But I did 5 mixes, and I charged $75 a pop. And I was done for the day. Gone, right? So this economy of scale of how we have to do service work through this transition is just figuring out how do we get through, because they ain't got no jobs. And there's really nothing they got for us. And the bad thing is that there's a collective collapse happening in general. So here we've got our subprime borrowers that have been taking loans. Now, this is a reflective thing that I saw back in 2005, 2006. I was beginning to see the collapse happening in the subprime home stuff. And there was a lot of little mini documentaries starting to pop up on YouTube. Crazy time. Right? So the defaults rates have begun to rise, right? This is as of May 23rd. So last month. So we are already starting to see fractures where your subprime loan is starting to correct. Now, why is this important? Loans are becoming securitized. Now, typically they're securitized on the foundry of the bank. But now what the government has been doing since the last collapse has been buying these securities and putting it on their books. So y'all, instead of a bank holding crappy funds, our government is holding these crappy funds. Hold on. What caused the 2007 housing crisis? The subprime mortgage crisis stemmed from expansion of credit to borrowers who have a difficulty getting the mortgage or loan, which continued and was facilitated by rising prices, right? So we're just going to fill home with car. Just sub out one thing for the other thing, right? So what had to happen? We have to go back into 86 and figure out, well, what did they have to do to stamp out inflation or prices increasing? Why are prices increasing? Money circulated into our economy. When we printed money, let me pull up the economic chart. Hold on. Here's the Federal Reserve, right? Hold on. Here we go. Here is the assets that are on the books at the government. This is the government telling us this. Now, in 2007, 2008, the collapse was in, and you know what they had to do? Pump the brakes. Pump it up. Now, I want you to notice something. Before we even say that what was happening and what needed to happen was because of Pikachu, Optitron Transformers, before we even say it had anything to do with none of that there, right? which we didn't say none of that though. I just want you to see something. Let the chart show, let the record show that here's 2018, and they're starting to unload their balance sheet. This is called quantitative tightening. This is the they were doing before, right? Notice what's going down. 2018, 2019, August of 2019, all of a sudden they had to stop. They reversed position because the market was fluctuating and beginning to crash. I just want the data to show something. Then all of a sudden, because they're doing their tapering, and then after that, they had to reverse and they started doing this. And then November, December 20, January 20. Then we know what happened by March of 2020, what they had to do. Bow! More money than existed. Boom, we're all the way up here. And what we're doing is the rolling off position that we started doing down here. What have we now been seeing with the market? The same thing. But the difference is, they have no room anymore. They can't really print money right now because they have to taper inflation because we have no the jobs are decreasing. People are doing layoffs. Right? Is that a thing? Let's verify. Hold on. Where are you? Where are ya? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, first, let's do this. Rising car prices. So y'all remember last year, right? Remember last year, I went ahead and I went to Google. I put rising car prices. I went in here. I went to custom range, and I filled in I wanted it from January, and I said I wanted it about July. So summertime, right? So why? Summertime gas prices are high. Car prices were high. And this is in 2020, in 2021. So I wanted us to see what was going on at that point in that window of time. And everybody, what do you say? Why are prices so high? Prepare to pay the sticker price. It's up by 8%. Let's see. 12% in the same time period, right? So you're starting to see that 28%, right? Record car prices. So 28%, you ain't got 28% extra income that came into your pocket. So car prices appreciated in value. People were buying cars at ridiculous prices, higher than their sticker value. Does that sound familiar? That was what was happening in real estate and is happening right now in real estate, right? Isn't people paying way too high for the real estate prices? Well, them real estate prices, they had to cut it. Them prices way too high. They have to cut it, right? Housing market right now, slashing housing prices in the western cities. So the places that have no real economic growth that are because a lot of technology companies left, it was too expensive. There was too much legislation, too much restriction to software companies. Like we're dealing with companies that don't move, that can now be in a house anywhere on the planet. They don't get it. We don't need buildings no more. So now, how do we do business? We do business by microtransactions. That's what this world doesn't get now. We're in a gig economy. And it sucks. That's the Fiverr. That's the freelancer.com. And what I thought of, because I'm in automation, you know what? If I need to do Fiverr to get $5, I need to come up with things that I could automate and then sell on Fiverr for $5. Well, now I have plenty of things that I can do with data and sell data to people on Fiverr. I just got to make sure that that data is worth something that's even more than the $5 because it can be automated. The circle of cap shouldn't lead to the feds. Rayhan, you're right. The circle of cap shouldn't meet. Nothing should do that, but the entire lobby and the government, the people, Jerome, right? Big Papa Pow, he loves him some stock market. How many of their own federal people got left last year dodging charges? for corruption, right? Insider trading. So this is all we know. We know that. And now what we got? Elon. Sir God Elon. Babylon Elon has said that he's telling his company they've got to lay off 10% of his employees. So now do you understand when he said, hey, either come back to work or fired, what he was trying to do? He just wanted to have a silent layoff. Whoever's woke in his company is just going to be like, well, I don't want to work. Well, all right, then you're fired. But I didn't lay you off. See, and now I don't have to give you unemployment. I don't have to give you a severance package. That's the trap. Do what I say or get fired. So that if your economy is tied to lobbies, you're kind of screwed. And we are not tied to corporations. We're tied to our independent straw men, big One Piece type fame. So everything that's happened in 2020, the printing of the money, the flooding of capital with no movement, we have no product, nobody was really working, jobs are going out. Now, I'm going to show y'all something that's going to be even more annoying. This is now the stock market. I'm going to show you what I know, not even just the stock market, but I'm also going to show you what's going on with, with the, what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Do I have my stock data charts? Thought I opened. I may not have. Hold on. Open a new window. Nope, I didn't. There we go. Big Papa Powell, right? This is all Big Papa Powell and the cocaine flooding money into the economy. Shout out to the Maverick of Wall Street for this image. All right, let me get back to the screen so I can see the chat. Give me one moment. Really, computer? We're going to go lag out on me right now. There we go. All right, I can see y'all again. All right, so let's look at what's going on with the markets, right? We're going to start with my seasons of Bitcoin. As you can see, June, we typically have a dip position that heads up, right? So let's now pull up our seasons of Bitcoin is the new one that I have put on TradingView. Don't play TradingView. I know you got some data, man. Don't play with me, man. There we go. Hold on, y'all. TradingView acting up. Oh, hold on. There we go. And there you go. All right. Gotcha. All right. So let me go to the weekly, right? And then let's zoom down so we can see the season. So here we are. We have our dip that's here. There's also one about the... Wait, this is May. Give me one moment. Let me see where I have this. June, first week of June. There is one on May 4th. And then there's another one here around June 8th. So, let's go ahead and call it right around the 8th, right? So the 8th was when? Hold on. Go back. After the halving cycle, first week of June through the first week of June there. That's the first week of June there. Okay, so we say about the first week of June. So that's this a week. So This one, I'm going to move it right and duplicate this right here. I'm going to go ahead and call this shot that we still have some more to fall. All right, so let's look at where we are on the charts, not what I'm thinking is going to happen, that this week is going to be pretty shitey. We should be seeing another drop within these three positions. So we have a crossover here on the, let's go on the daily and let's look at where we are. So if you see right now, we're underneath the 200-day moving average. It's trying to hold on to this 25-day moving average. But if you look at the trend over the week, we've just fallen off of a cliff. So I don't hold any credence, especially since I know that the season in the past, right here, in June, there's always a little bit of a dip in June. I'm expecting a dip in June. That's all the orange you see here. So I'm expecting, and you see here that last year when I started talking to y'all about crypto, and so here we go. We had that little dip that June right there, June 14th actually. So really we could go ahead and say the second week of June, since we can go off the last iteration of the dip. So instead of me putting it in for this week, I'm going to put it in for next week. Even though I still think we're going to have a bad week this week, I still think it's going to be heavier like it was on that week. Potentially the robots are going to trade off the same weekly pattern. And this is all about robots. Well, it's going to keep crashing, Rayhan. This is going to keep going because, oh, you see this over here? That's another dip zone. See this over here? That's the biggest dip zone that's to come. November dip is serious. You just saw last November. Look what happened last November, right? Wait, oops, hold on. Here it is, right here. Here's last November. And then see what happened after it. So it was up here and crashed down. And then from then on out, it's just been a tear, right? Same thing's going to happen again here. It just happens every season. And then you have a January dip. So I'm looking at a 19K range for Bitcoin somewhere in this timeline. Bitcoin goes on its next halving cycle when it does like it did last time. The next halving cycle is in 2024. So if it plays the same way like it did here, which is the same way it played back here, it spikes up. But where did it start, right? Hold on. Let's see the last halving cycle. Bitcoin was here. November dip. January it pumped because Bitcoin acts weird right around the halving time. People start the early investors start rushing in, and sometimes it spikes and it signals up. But regardless, you still have these dip zones. But literally by when taxes are done by March, then you have your bottom, right? And from that bottom point, that's why I keep telling y'all March of next year, I'm getting back in. So March of next year, I'm back in. That's this point next year. And then the halving cycle is 2024. So this is, you see here, early March 20. Boom. Then the halving cycle happens. You have a run up the next following year, and then the systemic crash down afterwards. Same thing that happened up here. Halving cycle happens, and the next halving cycle is 2024. Let me zoom this up so you can see it. Halving cycles here. And this chart is from 2017. This is from 2017. This is my chart from then and how I was measuring the run-ups and the cracks. And so there is the run-up from from 2016, 2017. You had a run-up, and then afterwards, from 16,000 to 3,000. So literally, we're gonna have this huge swing in the market. Now, if you look, I've told y'all I'm in the stock market right now on the opposite side of the trade because I believe that the market is at such a place where there was way too much money. The reason why Bitcoin, I believe Bitcoin is going to go to 100,000. Bitcoin did not hit 100,000 because I didn't understand the fact that there was no more money. There was no more stimulus checks. And because there was no more stimulus checks, there was no more assets to be able to pump into that market. That hasn't changed. And if we go into the bank accounts, let's go validate that. Let's go pocket watch, right? I like watching these types of pockets. Let's go to our personal savings rate. This is also from the Fed. So I want you to look at the savings account from 1960. Look at where the savings was, or how much it was in savings back then. Now I need you to see where we are now. Like when you see numbers like we're at 4.4 of April, 4.4 was like being in the last recession, y'all. That could easily have been somewhere in this timeline. Anyway, like up here, right? So regardless, look at the bank accounts, empty. We're pre-Rona levels on bank accounts. So where is that money gonna come to have this run to the market? Where is the capital gonna come from? Everybody's thinking that this market's gonna pump up from where? Bitcoin was created to show you where and when you're in an investment cycle, because if nobody has any money to speculate on Bitcoin because they think it's going to the moon, bruh, then nothing else there's no more capital for anything. And that proved that tech stocks, because Bitcoin plays like a tech stock, it just proves that Bitcoin plays like a tech stock now. And since it's playing like software, because it is software and it's playing like software, then you get an insight or a canary in the coal mine, a warning signal when there's no more liquidity. And that's currently where we are. We're in a place where there's no more liquidity inside this market. That means you're not like people's pension funds. That's people's in retirement accounts. And if the market falls further, which it will, because people are going to want to sell even more, what's going to happen? People are going to get more scared. That's more people that are not going to have enough money, because if they were going to rely on their stock to generate X amount of cash flow and use it like a piggy bank, and it's not there anymore because the assets keep depreciating in value because they didn't understand the Fed was pumping money into us and inflating all assets. And that's currently where we are. We're in a economy that has been pumped up with stimulus. The money went into assets, into things, into experiences, into home stuff, and now the home stuff is done, right? We have inventory sitting in our warehouses. I saw news on that. Right? Hold on. News. Retail markdowns could be coming as companies tackle excess inventory. And that came from the last set of earnings that just came in. Discounts may make a comeback this year thanks to overstock. So all of these companies have way more things like electronics and everything else that people were needed when they were home. And now that they have these things, they don't need it anymore. They're not going to buy any more of those things, but they thought they needed more of this stuff. But now we don't. We've already purchased those. You can't buy. Now they're oversaturated. Looking for somebody to buy this stuff. Over excess. So, how do we deal with this? How do we grow? How do we get out of this situation? Or at least, how do we navigate the situation? One of the things I'm going to talk to you about is what I've been doing to what I've always done. So every single time when I first started, I came back from the military. This was in the middle 90s, late 90s, right? When I came back from the military, I had no job prospects. I I figured with 4 years in the military, I'd have, they promised you're going to have some type of job skill. Well, the only job skill I came out with was you could be a cop or a security guard. I became a security guard. But what I noticed was I did have some skill sets with software. So if I made a post, I posted and I got a job because I knew Excel. And I saw that there was companies that needed Excel. And so I did Excel work or data entry. So I used a piece of software that I did know and then learned a little bit more of it and then used that on my resume to get a job. So check this out. One of the things I did to get the job space, what I can do right now, like let's say I'm hustling right now. What I did back then was I jumped to Photoshop. I knew I was doing CD covers from my own stuff, and I made myself a website on GeoCities or a free website, and then I posted all of my gallery images to that webpage. Then what I would do is I'd make my resume, and I would put links that posted or went back to that website. So now you saw my gallery, you saw my resume, you saw the software I had on it, and then I got client work from that. As well, I got jobs from that, where I could go in as an intern. These temp agencies would find me from these websites. And because these temp agencies would get me into these positions, I was able to just go ahead and get, work for 3 months. Or if the job liked me, hire me on. That's how I got a job at Citibank Private Bank as a web developer or a web designer at the time, using Dreamweaver and Photoshop on my resume and having a gallery of my portfolio, right? That's how I leapfrog all the college kids, was just have a online portfolio. So now what can you do? I did web development. So I then had to leave because web design was dying. I became a web developer. I learned WordPress. Once I figured out WordPress was going to be the way that I could onboard a website for somebody fast, and then I could buy a template and put it up, and I can put anybody's website up. I could take on any clients. Then I would take a snapshot of that, put it on a website, make a portfolio, and put it on my Indeed profile or whatever, or Career Builder at the time. And now you could see my portfolio. You could see the keywords I use in my, or software terms that I use, PHP, MySQL, WordPress. And I could get jobs with that. Now, companies don't need websites so much anymore. They need landing pages. They need marketing. So what I did was when I noticed that was coming because people didn't need me for WordPress anymore. In 2016, I got laid off. So when I got laid off, I had to make another pivot. I went to marketing. But you can't throw money at a problem like Facebook. You can't keep throwing money at it. And now that they don't have the analytics because they can't get all your personal data through Apple, and now Google's getting ready to do the same thing to them to cut Facebook out of the equation so they can lock it down for themselves. Well, now all of a sudden Facebook's scrambling for this metaverse, and the metaverse is a video game that needs broadband. So he's screwed. So that's why his second in command, his COO, was like, I'm out. You sync with this shit by yourself, player. Because that has no utility. It's basically an overglorified video game, and you still need eye goggles for that BS until they get some shades. But you got a moment for that, and nobody trusts you. Really, we trust you to now be able to see what we see in real time? My ninja. Right? No. So, since I know automation is coming, one of the tools that that companies are using when I was working for a wealth media manager, VR chat is huge. It might be huge, but it's not business practical. And if I'm a chef, I don't care if you have VR chat, right? If I'm a chef and I need to sell to somebody, if I'm a pizza shop down the way, yeah, you will you buy from a billboard in the virtual world and get a pizza in real world? I don't know. I can tell you when I was working in Second Life, that was a big fat no, because you needed broadband. And if I can't pay my bills, my broadband is out the window. I learned that lesson quick. I learned that with Second Life. Man, that was painful. And I was making $500 a month out of that game. Right? You need broadband. That's $100 a month for business broadband. I should know. I pay it. I just happen to have other assets that cover the cost of that. But in the future, I think that's going to be dope. When they have contacts and all that stuff, yeah. When you are in the virtual world in your sleep and they'll do their brain hookups with Elon and ish, they're going to get there, bro. I'm just not part of that equation because I'm not putting chips in my head. I'm not going to have something in my temple proclaiming itself, you know what, G-O-D. I'm good on that. I know how that goes down. I saw The Matrix. I don't need that. I don't need that smoke. So let's look at Zapier, right? When I was working with an online social media manager, basically a social media guy who was making millions of dollars, he was using this software. Now, the biggest problem with this software is expense. What I found, and he didn't want to listen to me, was something like this, N8N. I could spin it up on my own server, and it's basically its own Zapier. Now, Zapier is a business. Now, if you can now automate what Zapier does and be able to put it on a server yourself, a machine like Amazon Web Server, like I did, and be able to spin up an instance of this like I did, now you have a cloud system that now can do as much transactions as you want and you just pay your monthly fee. It's like rent. You spin up a machine and that machine makes you money. That's why I tell you this is going into an era not where you make money. Machines will make that money. So if I can go on somebody's YouTube page and manage their YouTube page and I have a spam filter that looks for what my channel is dealing with in spam and collect that ish and then filter it out, and then every single one of my clients that's using my service now has that collection profile, and if anything new comes up that we can select and catch, I can now add it to the profile. I can now manage hundreds of sites for a cheap price. Now, what if I have 1,000 clients and I'm charging them $35 a month to manage their social media profiles? You see what I'm saying? There's business here. At some point in time in the past, women were our computers. We didn't have physical computers. People did computations manually. Computers came around, automation came, and nobody used people for computation anymore. Right, delete the spam comments, the ones that's trying to sell something, the ones that try to be like you. Look at all of the social media for all the major content providers. Imagine if you could get a bunch of low-level content managers, content providers that you could manage and charge them a lower fee and manage those profiles for them. Do you know what I mean? I'm giving you how to do it yourself. Be fishers of men, right? Be my brother's keeper, right? I'm using a database. I'm collecting the data. I'm saying, hey, this is spam. And then I keep a log of that so that if that crap comes back, which it typically does, the system can go in there and do it itself. API connections. Yes, Rayhan. And with N8N, it connects to all of that crap. So now I can just collect my data by using things like Notion, or what I'm using is Coda, and Coda becomes my database, and it can be everything to me. Right? So I'm doing the same thing here. Here, I'm going to give y'all some back-end stuff of how I'm building ToxicHustle Pro. Here's some back-end info. Boom. One of the things I'm doing is my record studio config, right? So, and this is going to be some data that's going to be on the front end. The back end for the pro thing. But basically, when I start doing all of my cheat codes and some of MG's cheat codes, I'm going to be taking snips, and how I do things are going to be like how I'm doing a song may reference clips from him on how he did something so you can see how he did it, or clips from maybe a video I do and show you where I'm doing something or how I do something with a plugin different. Right? And then I'm going to have all of this database right here. So like plugins and effect settings, I can just boom, right? And I can tell you that this is like here, like almost like This is like an electric guitar. If I use the building Vox underneath the detox pack for Ovox, here's a screenshot. This is my electric guitar. Right? So things like this I can store on the back end, but all of this is being stored by my APIs. Right? So it's just data going back and forth. N8N is talking to this system and it's going to push that to the website. So it grabs data from here, moves it to my bubble, or in the future, whatever API-driven UI I decide to use. If it's Webflow, which Webflow is so dope, but they don't handle data well, and whenever they can, I can just migrate. My data is in one unified place, and that's what I'm using Coda for. I can make all my articles there. I can do all my how I'm doing investments and store how we're navigating the market. All of that stuff's going to be on the back end for Pro. Why I'm making certain moves, how I'm shorting the market. I've been shorting the market since January, and we're profitable. Still up. Even if the market goes up a bit, it doesn't matter. Where I bought in was in January, and we have not gotten back to those peaks. And we won't, because with earnings, they're going to keep missing earnings. They blew up. Way too much ish out here. The assets are way too high. They need to cut it. These prices way too high. They need to cut it. That's what's going to happen. It has no choice. We do not create anything. And what we create now has no value. Look, our music, I love it to death. I wish our music had more value. At one time as a producer, I could make a beat and get $5,000 for it. Easy. Now, $25 for 5. Right? $5, right? $5 a track. That's where we at with this. But my thing is, I don't care. Like now it's further. It's a micropayment. But you know what? I can control that micropayment. Especially if I'm using CD Baby. I can control that micropayment. I can go to YouTube and get utility and promote something like something about the market, or something about anime, or something about a video game, right? Whatever the next Grand Theft Auto, I can sub my music in and take highlights from people's shows or people playing, right? I can highlight a YouTuber with my music, right? And he will promote it. I can make a clip site for a YouTuber and manage that clip site for that YouTuber, taking clips and putting my music behind it. Dig me? I just need utility for my assets. If you have YouTube streams, CD Baby, make sure you're getting YouTube streams. If your distributor, if whoever you use, I don't give a damn. If you're going to use TuneCore, which only reason I'm a bit against them is because they had that Bobo bullshit with their business model up front, where you had to pay them every year or you lose your ish, right? You lose your royalties, or they drop you off the face of the earth, while they're still kind of making some royalties on the back end and then not paying you. So that was kind of greasy. So I didn't dig that. When I found CD Baby and I was like, okay, they gave me my Spotify royalties, and then I started getting royalties from weirdo places. And I was like, all right, I don't care where you making me money. Cool. I'm still getting it from Google. I'm still getting it from Amazon, and whatever new you come up with. Cool. I make money in TikTok. Are you making TikTok money? No. Okay. Then go to CD Baby. Stop playing. I am not working for them. I'm just making money. And I'm like, yo, I can now think different on how I use my assets. I can think differently how I use my music. I can give my music away now, which is what everybody wants in the first damn place. So I need to make a business that's free. Because what happens when ain't nobody got no money to buy no beats? Because my dude, it's whether or not I can go get me some Gritchy, get me a bottle, chill with my lady who's getting her nails done. Because those are the things that when a recession happens, lipstick and cosmetics, alcohol and drugs. The biggest selling ish. No ish, right? Got to drown your pain somehow. But there's always music. There was always music. You'll always have media. And that is going to be the gross national product for every single country, because ain't nobody manufacturing nothing. Computers are going to manufacture anything. Flippy the robot out here making burgers. Flippy gonna be in McDonald's. Flippy's already in White Castles. Flippy's is going to Arby's. Flippy is going to make burgers in every burger chain. You already got pizza robots. You already got your delivery robots. Elon getting car robots, trying to take Uber and Lyft drivers out the equation. What's going to happen to those people that get automated out from their cars? Where are they going to get work? That's the reason why I'm like, look, don't get comfortable driving. I used to drive Uber and Lyft, and I was like, yo, I'm on a dummy mission as I'm watching automated cars start to manifest. I need to pivot. It takes a while to earn residuals. We're going into a world where we're no longer in the communication age. They got that. We can communicate. We're going into a data-driven age. The age of data, where you're supposed to control your data. You're supposed to use your data for some reason that earns you something. And you're supposed to have systems that help you organize your assets, your intellectual property, into earning you something, because you cannot believe that a job is going to be there for you. And I realized that back at Citibank back in 2002, when my boss was laid off, escorted out the door, and his breakfast was still on his desk at lunchtime. And I'm like, yo, why is this nigga's breakfast still on his desk? Ain't he going to eat lunch? Is he in a meeting? What's going on? And they're like, oh, no, they escorted him out. I was like, what did he do? Like, nothing. They just doing layoffs. But my family from the Caribbean, the West Indian, my family telling me I'm born here. My family telling me that the bank is a safe and secure job. Not that I can see. And then I'm looking at music and I'm saying, yo, I'm watching in 1999, I'm watching a dude use Pro Tools. And I'm like, that's a PC. I just built a powerful PC to play a game. I wonder if I can make graphics on my PC. I wonder how good it works with music if I use a sound card. And back then it was a Sound Blaster, right? So then the same graphic computer that I was using to make my art and do my web design worked perfectly to be my production machine. And as we began to get USB audio cards, that just relieved even more of the power away from that. We are going to have, y'all, kids now. Think about the world where you can make royalties from YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and whatever new things they got right now, and in Korea, because that's what you can do now. Hold on, I'll show you. Wait. For those of you that don't know, I'm also going to put in ToxicHustle Pro, you're going to have access to the research data. Hold on, ToxicHustle Music. I also have my CD Baby data. I'm automating. I have a project that I'm going to queue up so that I automate the collection of CD Baby data via Microsoft Power Automate. And if I can script it out, then if you begin to want to collect your own data, you can do the same thing. But I digress. What you can get out of this is you're able to see how I'm boosting my royalties and where the most amount of visibility from my royalties come from. Now, I can tell you right now where my royalties was in the past is totally Spotify. What the data is showing me now year to date is YouTube. So, and YouTube already know gets me better royalties. So I'm going to be focusing all of my 2022 on getting content created, getting content uploaded to CD Baby as albums, and getting those albums as instrumentals released, and then getting my music album released, and then being able to use either of my instrumentals or where I have my vocals on as songs that get pushed out, right? To go to being on a clip site, and I can take any social media person, any video game person that's dope, or make a video game clip channel, and take clips of people playing video games and show highlights of things that they reviewed, and just have my music playing in the background and get the utility out of my music. And it's just automating that process. One of the things I'm concentrating on is how you automate video. But that's expensive. Mad expensive. So anyway, here is where you get your royalties from CD Baby. So you've got YouTube, and this is the top ones. YouTube, right? You're publishing, so what they post for you on YouTube and they play. So when your song is uploaded on CD Baby as a song to be tracked, if it's played, that's where you get this publishing. This one is the one I'm going to make the most successful, is my content ID. That means the signature file of my audio being utilized. So I'm going to get this rolling so I can give it to anybody who wants it for their intros, outro, and just hand it to them. I ain't got to sell them sheesh. Anybody that has a show, if I want to, I could take After Effects and create intros for people, right? And put my music right into it and just hand it to them. That's even better. In fact, that's going to be my hustle instead. I'm subbing it out. All real time with Trad. Let's go. Lord of mercy. Right? So in real time, that's going to be a hustle. I'm going to go find some people that I like as far as once I get my music cataloged and start getting my stuff done. The next stage would be being able to create this clip site and then make an intro site and then just make intros for folks. And then because I make intros for free and have make just an intro site, and that intro site just shows all these intros we do for folks, that I put a link so that if anybody wants to get the intro done for them, they want an intro done, we can automatically generate some type of intro for a clientele based off it won't be 1,000% automated, but it can be, I'd have to create multiple templates to be able to set up everything. But that's the goal of this, is there'll be template makers, there'll be a way to generate this stuff, and then people will just pass through these filters, chop out their scenes, and it will build out this one big intro for a clientele. So that's things that you can do to be able to automate the process of getting utility out of your work. Because the goal is, if you know you can make royalties on these platforms, then what are you doing to get your music utilitized through the system? Like, if you know you can get Facebook royalties, right? Here's Facebook, right? Where is it? Facebook. Okay, there. It's a purple sliver, right? So 1% of some of the royalty money coming in is Facebook. I'm not there. I don't know if it's good or bad. But now I know, hey, if I can come up with some videos that are working in, let's say, TikTok, could I not take my TikTok video, or not even let's say Facebook is Instagram, right? So Facebook and Instagram are tied. Let's say I make an Instagram video. So instead of it just being just for Facebook and it's a square, just for Facebook, I use it for Facebook and I use it for TikTok. Or maybe I can use it for a short on YouTube or a clip on YouTube. See what I'm saying? Start growing out these segments of your royalties. So TikTok, it has a lot of visibility. The royalties are not as high, but it has a lot of eyeballs. That could also be a loss leader to be able to get people to want to request your stuff in other segments or channels, right? To be able to Shazam you, to get you onto Spotify or look up your name and be able to know the name and utilize it for searching in other platforms. But these are the big kahunas right now. You've got Apple Music, which I don't really get that much out of it. You've got your Facebook, you got your TikTok, and you got your Spotify. And as you can see, Tidal's nowhere to be found. So I don't see, there's royalties. I get royalties, but it's not even in my top list of places to even think about this year, because there's not enough royalties there for it to be on my chart. Because there's a certain level of how much revenue needs to be generated, or at least visibility. This is attention over revenue. We'll see what that generates as far as revenue in the future. All right, let's see. Okay, so hours for cash. That's what I was telling you about as far as the taking your services. Take your time and flip it into money. So there's an example of taking your time and flipping it into money. Me taking my time of I'm gonna generate or create an intro for a client. I'll make it in After Effects or do it in Canva or do something, right? Create this intro, and then I hand it to this person. And if they use it and they use it over and over again, especially I'm looking for somebody that makes a show once a day, not just you make one a week, you make one once a day. And if I can be your intro every single day and you're getting thousands of plays a day, what does that mean? See, we got to start thinking that way in for our utility. We've got to, those are what the labels should be doing for you, but they can't do that for you. And they don't need to. You can do it for yourself now, right? So that's why I'm not trying to be a label. That's why I'm not creating some educational product to show you this simple shit. That, hey, if you have royalties coming to you from these platforms, now all you have to concentrate on is utility. Of course, create good content. That's one of the things I've been focusing on, was like, I knew this time was coming. And my goal was, how do I speed up the process of creating music? I got songs in my head. I don't want to just make beats. I want to make complete albums. And I make complete albums. I've got 2 out already. I've done 3. Just the one for my daughter is my first album, and it's sentimental to me, so I haven't put it out. It's what kept me from killing myself. So it's a little bit sensitive. And plus, there's a lot of like samples that I did in there that were kind of questionable. Even though like the 2 albums I did out are just straight jacks, so it doesn't matter. That's another thing. The creation of music, man. Y'all, we have to control our own samples. Stop using Splice. Stop using Splice. Because those samples that you use from any other place, if there's thousands of people that have access to all you can eat samples, it means all of you are competing for Shazam or any other signatured watermark that may pop up to capture those royalties off of you. So I'm getting all the way down to my samples, how I'm building my songs, not coming from too many sampled material or outside samples, or even worse than samples from like a major artist. Because anybody has access to these samples, it means they've been used tons of times. So getting and using things like what MG has, which is those where you can make the samples on the back end through MIDI programs, those are going to be the best way to take the MIDIs, run them through an instrument and come up with your own samples, come up with your own chops, make the songs that way. Concentrate on controlling as much of your sound signature as possible, because what we're dealing with is that signature, the watermark of your music. And so long as somebody's able to scan it or a computer says, hey, this is his copyright, you get paid. And that's why I like what I'm doing with CD Babies, because now all I have to do is upload. Like I said, for the last few years, my goal was, how am I going to make money during the next recession? That was my biggest thing. How am I going to transition out of working for people, because I'm taking care of a parent with dementia. And I don't have time like that no more. I can't just go work all the time. And then with the way the economy is, she didn't plan for needing 24-hour care. None of us plan for the future, and I'm not like a spring chicken, and I've got to make sure that if anything happens to me, she's taken care of, right? So how my assets have to play long term. So if I'm putting my music out, I'm paying once, which I like, and I want to know that that it's going to go to a place, which it now can go to a bank account or a PayPal, but I'll put it to a bank account that's run by a trust. And now that trust has these funds, and these funds can be used for what is necessary for my family. And that same thing can be done for any one of you. Then, when your assets are collecting and you're collecting the net worth of your value, please remember it's 5 times earnings if you need a loan on your assets. Just don't lose your assets. Make sure if you are going to take a loan on your assets, you're only doing so to be able to bolster the visibility and or being able to add more to the collection of your asset class. Like taking digital assets, your revenue, capital, and buying physical places, real estate, land, and being able to, i.e., either build on it or when the market decides to come down to a reasonable price, scoop up some of these things cheap. Because y'all, somebody's going to have to buy it. One of the things I've been doing and I was doing in the last recession was a company called Prosper. I don't know if it's in your state. Hold on. .com. Let me just make sure no crazy stuff's going to pop up. Okay, cool. Awesome. Here we go. So you can see it. This company is Prosper. I don't know what the current going rate is, but they issue loans. One of the things I did with this through when the last recession happened is when I first started with this. And at one point in time, I was getting up to 11% interest. Right now, yep, peer-to-peer lending. I've been using them for years. Now, the thing is, I now, even with the collapse, I'm still making like 4%. Right? And I'm only putting like 25% or $25 or $100 a month back in. And it's compounding. So it's already does this auto compound and I don't really do anything. At one point in time, I had a ton of money in there when I had jobs and I was just stacking. And it was like I was stacking like thousands a month. But things like this, things like, trading robots when the market's not so sideways and down. Trading. Another hustle that's coming. And it's going to be a minute before it's ready. Bots. Hold on. There it is. So y'all know I've been running with my BitsCap robots, right? And so far, as you can see, the robot's been trading through this entire landscape of a crappy market, and I'm on the short side. So when I tell you I'm on the other side of these trades, I'm on the other side. Now, here's the hustle that's coming, y'all, and this is going to be crazy. So hold on. Check this. This robot here. And add FTX.US and FTX okay. Now I'm going to walk this through. You got your BitsCap robot. Currently, BitsCap is my robot. Love this robot. I'm on the short position, doing well. As you can see, I'm transparent about it. Is my share and earn open? No, it's not. Here you go. Copy. But yeah, I put sharing on, and I'll post the link in the Discord. But these two have been active. This is dumped because the price has dropped. So I'm waiting for the market to kind of like situate itself, and this will play back in range and begin to trade again. But as you can see, we've done, the bot's been running about 2 months now. It's pulled in around a profit loss of 58.1%. Yes, FTX has a card. Absolutely. Yes. That's why I said if you look at how this gets down, right? Your ports of entry and ports of exit is what I look at. So Web 2.0. Web 2.0 was PayPal. Web 2.0 was MySpace. So my business hustle was I had a PayPal business card, and because I could transfer money to that card, I had my port of exit. And then all I had to do was design somebody's CD cover and get $25 or do a mix or do something for $25 via an email and an invoice, and I could get paid. So I send them off an invoice via PayPal, and boom, I got paid, and I can go eat. If you do that a couple times a week, you kind of got a good amount of money coming in, especially if you don't eat $25 a day. So now what if I'm able to get cash flow paid to me in USDC for services or products directly to a wallet that I control, and that transaction allows me to be able to now, it's not taken in as capital gains because I got it as cash. So I'll write it that I received cash. Oh, government, I will pay my taxes. But now I'm going to run it through a robot to be able to trade on it and earn my percentages on it. So now, this BitsGap robot works with FTX.com. I know they're working on FTX.us. When they do work with FTX.us, you now can trade anything on FTX.us, right? Which means what happens when FTX, as of 2 weeks ago, is moving into stock trading and those stock ticker symbols are on FTX.us, tradable by my robot. I don't need access to the stock to have access to the stock. But now you're telling me I can trade it in a systematic way to just be part of the liquidity pool? You mean I could be a liquidity pool for actual stocks? Stop playing. Don't let me get microtransactions of 2% on stock trades. Done deal. Because remember how I show you what I do with BitsGap is how I trade is to try to earn a minimum of, where is it? Oh, this is old, so it won't let me do it. Hold on, let me start a new bot. A new sideways bot. Okay, so what I do is as I show y'all, I try to get my buy-in price tight. Right? And then I need 2.98 is the percent I want to earn. And now I can even move this up just a little bit so that we have a little window to trade. And now, there, I could trade in this position and earn 2.98%. Now, what if I'm able to do that for stocks on FTX, where I'm trading in and out of positions for percentage points? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. You mean to tell me we're going to have frequency trading at the level for us, at our level, like a couple $100 a month type level, not tens of thousands of dollars for a server to be a micro trader, y'all. We're talking hundreds of dollars to be a high frequency trader. They don't know what's coming. This is why I'm just, Tulsa type beats. I'm just being real quiet. I'm talking to y'all, but I'm being real Sephardic with this, real quiet. Like, are you serious? Do you know what's coming? And look at him. You know he one of ours, right? Hold on. Look at these images. I want you to know, you know he one of ours, right? Yo. And you're telling me we about to get high frequency action? Now, it's a pain in the ass. Let's not get it twisted. It's expensive, but this is a business, right? How am I going to do it? I'm going to get one of these companies that you do like crypto tax with, like coin tracking, right? Like this company right here. And then you pay for an accountant to do your work. Like you get the full service deal. And you have them handle all that stuff and do all the stuff to do your itemizing. It's a couple grand, but shit, it's worth it. Yo, are you serious? No, 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 no. High frequency trade? Are you serious? At $100 level? I'll wait. I just got to come up with how to make money, right? I just got to be able to get my assets up, right? I just need to be able to figure out how to get my royalties rolling, right? Because my royalties go to a bank account. My bank account can go to my crypto. My crypto can go to FTX, and my FTX can automatically trade my ish in high frequency to be in and out of these. Oh, come on, man. Oh, stop playing with me, man. Am I not a label? Isn't that what the label's doing with my assets, y'all? Then why do you need them? I'm not trying to be your label. I want you to be your own like I am. That's what they've been doing, right? Nas type beats, the Jay-Z type beats. You get your catalog. The catalog earns money. You don't really get paid off of that because you got an advance. Your money goes someplace. They make all this revenue. 6 months later, you make a couple dollars. But that dollars was just really the interest of what they've had for 6 months to hold all this capital of your sales, because you made all your sales in the first 12 weeks, and you get fractions of royalties during that timeline of the 12 weeks, according to your contract, of the release of your album. And then after that, you get more royalties, but that's only after you recoup. Stop playing with us now. Come on now. What do? You don't even do, what is it? You don't even do you don't even manage us no more. You don't what is it called? Development. No artist development, right? You don't want to use no money to try to develop us, to help us be better businessmen so we can be better music businessmen, right? You want to be able to hold all our stuff and then want to do weirdo-ish behind closed doors. Dude, we ain't got enough time for your weirdo-ish. The economy going down. You still want to wear fancy clothes and be in your underwear nut to butt with people to get initiated into dumb-ish. Are we really weirdos still putting on head stuff in the middle of this? You understand we ain't got no wheat, right? That's bread, right? You know that means it's going to be more expensive, right? You understand that there's no, the cows, it costs more for feed right now for cows. It's costing more to slaughter cows than it is. It's going to be up to slaughter cows next year, more money. And they're playing with our assets. Look, this is the only thing we have is our gross national product, y'all. Intellectual property, that's it. Unless you're creating physical ish. But robots are creating physical ish. I can tell you that because my t-shirts are printed automatically now via APIs. No, there is no cap in my Rapith print IFI. Because there is no capith in my Rapith Printify API. Boom. So that you can, boom, automatically, boom, print your ish right here. I can have my thing go right here and then put my stuff onto a shirt, have it, get a sale, get it printed, get it shipped. I don't have to have anything on hand. And then I only can do that into the areas or where I need to, where people still have disposable income. Probably somebody's elder nana that got some money. And so my granddad is amazing type beat shirts. High quality prints for the living room. Merchandise. Yes, merch. But my merch is like brands. Like I'm talking to other businesses trying to get their brands on stuff and being the intermediary service type beats, right? They don't want to spend time doing none of this stuff. And if I have an automated way to handle their project without me having to handle their project, bruh, I just upload something, boom, something comes out and I got paid. It's about systemizing how you do business now with the age of automation. I'm going to have clients that want shirts. I'm going to have clients like, what? You're going to have multimedia people that are going to need to get merch done. If you can N8N and API your way into being able to handle that, and you can handle multiple clients, now all of a sudden you can basically be your own Rock Nation. Do stuff for the homeboys in your neighborhood. Get groups together. Get them to start getting albums done. Get their albums on CD, baby. Get them to start making their royalties. My homeboy Ty Durden, shout out to Ty Durden, used to upload all of his homeboys' music online for them so they could make their own royalties. We're talking $20 now, y'all. Like, to log it in for like $30. Let's just say 30. Even if it becomes $50 to just get royalties everywhere, full broadcast global rights. Like, I was getting Chinese money before, of course, I was getting Russia money before bands. Like, literally, we were in Russia. This is the world we live in now. Utility. Product placement is not for ET, M&Ms, and Coca-Cola. It is now for you to get your music and your intellectual property out. And like, now, as a producer, I can sit there and say, this is how, as a producer, I will make money giving my music away for free. Now I can change up the top. I can ditch a lot of the things I was going to do. I can take ToxicHustle and pull it off of BeatStars. I can spin up a server that's going to be able to have people subscribe and give me an email address, and I'm going to give you the tracks and drip them to you, and you'll get like X amount of songs or whatever, and there's be a drip feed that people just keep getting drip beats. And if they use it for something cool, right? Just give it away. Boom, boom, give it away, boom, boom, give it away now. Boom, give it away now. Come on, man. I want y'all to eat, man. Be fishers of men, right? That's what my father told me. That's what my king told me. Be fishers of men. Go out here and eat, y'all, because this is serious, man. This is going to be rough. This is not a game. This is a warning. This is a warning shot across the bow. As somebody who does automation for a living, it is not going to get better. But you are people that create. If you are able to do graphics and you can create graphics, you have work that you can do. You can do CD covers for musicians. There's always going to be a drug dealer that wants to sell wants to get an album out. I'm telling you. There's always somebody. There's always somebody who has money, especially in areas where there's, check it out. Here's a hustle for y'all. Hey, look at anywhere there's dispensaries. The people that work there have been making some serious cash, so you can actually get a client out of that. I had that happen a couple of years ago. I actually sold a $2,000 beat to somebody who was working in a dispensary in California. Let's go. But I'm not saying that's what you can do now. I'm just saying that, hey, you can start doing stuff with them and giving them stuff for free as far as your music, and having that music be used, get utility, and then start getting royalties. Right? So even if they use the instrumental for promotionals, you may not get it for the beat itself, but hey, here's the instrumental. Just use the instrumental without your vocals for this. Now all of a sudden they're just putting the instrumental out, but you got the instrumental out making you royalties. Yeah, Rayhan, bong, you just said it. Rayhan just called it. Boom. What am I doing? I am becoming my own library of all of my own assets. What I'm going to be doing in the future is a library deeper. This right here, how I told you I have my plugin effects and what plugins I'm using and what audio software I'm using, all of that is going to feed into This tutorial database I'll have, which I don't have anything set up yet, but this tutorial database I'll have where I'm doing things that are linking to all this other stuff that, like all these little configurations and screenshots that I have. And the fastest way for me to be able to create content so that I can list my content, get it released, and once it's out, even who's working with me in the future, where I use a sample from, so I know who I need to pay for more samples, right? To be able to have my own economy. This is what I'm doing with ToxicHustle, which is, hey, I'm going to be working with y'all. Then some of your tracks are going to be out in the general, out in the public space. I'll be able to get where those are, and whenever I use the track, well, now I can put all that information's in my database in here. And then when I post something on social media, I can just say, credits, bang, here's all the links, bang, come to ToxicHustle, let's go. You got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, which is still Facebook. These all pay according to CD Baby. You got TikTok. It pays a little bit less. This is China's money. But it's something. And it's visibility. Like a huge chunk of visibility is coming out of it. I mean, as you can see it for year to date. I mean, look at the orange right here. In comparison to everything else, that's a big chunk of visibility. It doesn't pay a lot, but it's visibility. It could potentially get you some extra plays elsewhere. I'm trying to get this guap in early, man. This whole strategy, everything that I got right now was what I used in the past. Service, straight to a card. It could still be PayPal. It can be Cash App. Then what are you gonna do? Cash App has cards, right? Hold on. Cash App has a card, if I'm not mistaken. Cash card. The cash card is a Visa debit card, which used to pay for foods and goods. Debit banking, everybody. That's what that. Wow. Yeah, cash card is our Visa debit card. Right? 13 plus. You get a card on your phone. Okay. So boom. See what I'm saying? So you can get Cash App your money directly. You can do work for somebody. You can invoice them. Get that money into your Cash App and go eat. That is Web 2.0. That's what all Web 2.0 is. Now, Web 3.0, it's just another card. The card is now on blockchain. You own the wallet. This way, PayPal, which is there's a flaw with the Web 2.0. PayPal is the central repository. And with PayPal being the central repository, they can say any transaction you do or whatever, and if they don't like what you're doing, they can shut down the account. Your funds are frozen. Now, Web 3.0 is I get paid directly to a wallet I control, not Coinbase wallets or none of that. You own the keys to that wallet. It's more risky. You could lose your keys, but you should be smart with how you do that. If you had, gold that you need to protect and you need to put it in a safe, you'd have to buy a safe, right? So you would have to protect that safe and you need to remember your combination. So you would still need to remember, because if you can't, you have to try to break the safe. The difference is with crypto, you ain't gonna be able to break the safe. So once you're able to store your keys, you have your keys. Well, now you're paid. The only thing they can do is if you're trying to transact out or you're depositing it to one of these exchanges, those exchanges can just say, hey, we don't want your account anymore. But there will be in the future somebody that's going to take any single coin, any single card from any single place, and it ain't gonna freaking matter. Yep, FTX wallet, wherever. These are all your ports of exit now, and they all accept wallet addresses. So this makes it more universal. See, it was PayPal and it's Cash App. So now you got to wire it from this to your bank account to then go to Cash App, or you've got to do weirdo-ish, right? No, now you can just say, I can send it from one wallet to another. Bing to bing. I can do that in an automated way if I need to. Bing to bing to bing. So now I could fund my card or my wallet in a systematic way to use it. And then I can use that if I treat my account not as a personal piggy bank, but as a business. Now I can write off things that I use that card for if I'm responsible. Be your own bank. That is what has now come into our hands. It's about now I am the bank. If I now am the bank and I have access to my royalties, which I now control, I'm the label. What is a record? What is a radio? Right? Radio is nothing more than ears. What is TV or MTV? It is nothing more than eyeballs and ears. What is YouTube? It is radio and TV at scale in everybody's hands, streaming live. And you get royalties direct. I'm just done. Like the second largest search engine in the world, YouTube, I can get money there with all the eyeballs they got. Let's go. Like writing off buying plugins. Yes, use the card to buy your plugins and write it off. Hell, let's go even deeper, dude. Go ahead and pay for your internet. Huh? If you're using your internet to upload your music, a portion of your internet uses is for business use. If you're on there doing research, if you're watching MG for hours, you're still doing research. That's still training. That's still studying. That's still craft, right? So you can write all of that off. You're still doing education, right? That education may be free, but it takes time. But if you buy software, if you're watching tutorials, if you're paying for tutorials, write it all off. Use that card. Y'all know if you have a studio in your house, right, and you have that computer in the room, make sure you do the square foot of your room. Make sure you do the square foot of your apartment and or house and write off the square footage. Use TurboTax. It helps you, especially if you use the business version. And write it off underneath yourself. Now, if I get a job, right, check this hustle. Let's go deep, deep. We go deep and we don't get no sleep. Let's go. We got 24 hours a day, right? Here was my hustle when I had a job, right? This is why I took jobs, y'all. This is why. How did I get the job? What did I tell y'all? I would do work independently and build out a catalog of graphics like CD covers or posters or websites or whatever for my clients. And I'd put it on a web page and that would be my portfolio. Then I'd put my resume on Indeed. And then the link to my portfolio would be in my resume. And now when these people are looking at me, they're just looking at all the keywords to the software I got, because that's what it is. And then the portfolio to see the eye candy of the business stuff that I got for them, right? So now I get a job. Now when I get that job, did I stop doing my business problems, right? Yes. But guess what I can now do? When I get paid for my job and I'm writing off stuff on my taxes, I'm reducing my tax expenditure on my personal taxes because of my business taxes. So now, yeah, I'm being taxed by the government for my job, but my independent business that helped me get the job is now reducing how much tax burden I pay because I'm still paying for subscriptions, but now I got a job. I can pay for more software. I can start gearing up for when I may not have a job again. It might be a 3-month contract, right? So this is my hustle to be able to take contract jobs to get me some funding. There's my funding money. See, people think you have to go get a venture capital to get money. No, man, you just need a company to give you some funding to do some swaggy things for them, like design or learn After Effects. Let's do this. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all don't understand Adobe. Paying for the Adobe suite and writing it the hell off. Like, hey, I bought the whole Adobe suite, not a part of it. I didn't get me no virus in my computer getting me no wares and shit. I went ahead and bought the whole Adobe. I write it off. But now I can now get all of their programs. I can now go say here, boom. I can say go to YouTube and give me some After hold on. Check this out. Oh. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you better than I tell ya. AFTEEFFECTS, right? After Effects. Lyric video tutorial. Bam. After Effects lyric video tutorial. So you could sit there, take somebody who's done some music on your tracks that you gave away for free. You can charge them to do a lyric video for them, right? The music's now playing, and you can get paid for doing videos for them and charge them, say, $50 or $100 to do a lyric video. You don't think that if you put After Effects, hold on, let's do this. Let's do this in real time. Hold up. Oh, this is the internet hustle. Hold on. Bum, 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 bum. That's the car crash. Did I close you out already? I may have. Hold on. We're going to do this. We're going to do this different. Boom. All right, we'll do it back over here. And then I'm going to go get Indeed. Hold on. I got to do it on a different screen. Just in case a bunch of weirdo stuff pops up. Hold on. Hold on. Where did you just go? There we go. Bang! Found you. You can't hide. So, boom. This is what I wanted to show y'all, right? Here we are. Zapier. Zapier has jobs, right? I'm just using Atlanta as a... So, if you're looking like I told you, NAN can get jobs. So, my gateway drug would be, here's a hustle, Zapier. And if I had Zapier, I'd be able to get a job for Zapier. And then introduce them to N8N once I learn it. Introduce them to N8N and be able to show them how I can make it cheaper for them to do the same thing. So it's a hustle in, right? All right, back to my point. I can go to After Effects, right? Right? And then boom. Videographer, photographer, editor. $1,000 a week, full time. Let's say, let me go. Let's go Charlotte. One of my homeboys is out in Charlotte. He does After Effects now, right? See what the money looks like there. Full-time videographer / editor. So if you know how to, hey, Mooresville, Mooresville, $50,000 a year. Right? So could you not take that money that you're making to be able to now flip it into, you see what I'm saying? What I look at is, how do I get money? How do I take my skill set, use software in my resume, use a portfolio to be able to show my skill. Like, you can use YouTube. If you're doing video, you can create a YouTube channel specifically just for videos of your portfolio, to be your portfolio. Yes, slide in the DM for the low cost. Doing editing for people that need editing for cheaper, right? Getting paid directly. So if I hit somebody up and say, hey, I can do some video stuff for you cheap. Hey, you want me to make a lyric video for you? Hold on. Let me give you something deeper. We go deep. Hold on, watch this. Hold on. Linda, listen. Hold on, Linda, listen. Hold on, Linda, listen. Linda. Hold on, check this out. Okay. All right. So you've got creative technologies, right? So I put in Unreal 3D. So sound designer, right? So look at the gaming industry. But check this out. Here's the hustle. Real Illusion. These sons of hold up. Y'all don't understand what they just did. They just came out with you think Isotope came out with something crazy? Nah. Isotope with the automation is a clutch for the audio. But this here, iClone 8 for the characters, my people, being able to take this and import it into Unreal and get make a like basically a 3D music video for a client, NFT type beats. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna show you the money. Like, if anybody's gonna show you the money, I'm doing it for free. I want anybody else to go do this. Screw them. I want you to get utility, but you need to get things done. You have to be creatives. And you got a partner. Yo, look. Go to the Discords. Find people that are in Unreal Discords, Reallusion Discords, people that are doing this stuff. You ain't got to do it yourself. You're making music. You can partner with people. They can give you the graphics. You can give them the audio, and y'all can partner together to do things. You can also pay people. Go to, hold on. Let's go. Hold up. Hold up. Bow yeah. Hold up. Look at that. So now all I have to do is come up with a budget, right? Create 3D scenes, put them into Unreal, do these crazy cuts and chops and moving it around and getting these crazy angles, render them to MP4s, right? Then take all these scenes, bring them into Premiere, line everything up, auto sync everything with the audio. So make sure you render everything with audio so it's easier to audio sync everything with the track, right? And then sync everything to the audio. And now you just punch in and out, and create these quick little music videos for folks. Music videos. Utility for your audio. Hold on, Linda. Listen, Linda, listen. Hold on, Linda. Let me show you something. What if I created a service to be able to generate 3D versions of these scenes and have them moving, and you get different angles, and then you basically can sell the video clips to people that want your video clips. Reallusion is the same company that did Alter Ego. Boom, 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 boom. Hey. No, we're gonna have to. I don't want no copyright strike. I saw what you did to MG. You ain't doing that to me. Boom, right here, Unreal Reallusion. This is what they're trying to get people ready for. This is like, look, they can't do this without no sound. None of this works without music. So, hold on. Cool. So, like, this is real time. That's Unreal. You basically can set up all this stuff, like motion capture suit. Boom. Hold on. Motion capture suit price. Come on now. Hold on. From $500 to $10,000. But there's some cheap joints There's some cheaper, 2,500 in 2018. So it's just about finding which suit you can get for a cheaper price. Of course, you can go to the actual, I think, Reallusion itself. Motion capture, where are you? Where you go there, bruh? Motion capture, here we go, 3D. Ah, there, Batman. There we go, there, Batman. And he's using, there you go. So you got an iPad, eye touch in front of your face, a helmet, right? That gets your facial features, so that there you can do, your character can do the rhyming, right? Then you've got the motion capture suit. You can get this suit to be able to, right? Be able to do your real-time animations. How we create content's going to change. This is going to change how we now create more stuff. Like, we're going to have to now think about being the entire industry. When I say I'm teaching you to be a media company, I mean this. Now, I can't, of course, try to do all this crap myself. I would love to be able to be in Unreal right now. I can't. But other people can. I would love to be able to be in Reallusion and making all my sets and creating all this stuff that can potentially in the future be NFTs or virtual worlds that are purchasable, right? Purchasable sky zones and purchasable. I saw it in Second Life. I know it's going to come at some point in time, but it ain't ready yet. Purchasable vehicles that play your music. Like, imagine you're in some Skyjet in a Grand Theft Auto type virtual world, and in that Skyjet, because you manufactured and minted it into this game, all the music that pumps in is being streamed from a YouTube channel running through an OBS that's now running into every single one to a stream that now everybody's listening to, that like YouTube stream, and it plays 24/7. But it's playing inside the car. And now you can now turn channels and have different channels that are just streams that you control on YouTube with other different devices that are streaming. So you can almost be like Grand Theft Auto in real time, creating your own commercials. You understand what's coming, right? You see why I'm concentrating on on data, on concentrating on cataloging my data, because where are all my assets at? It's not just YouTube, Facebook, Instagram right now. Yeah, right now. But in the future, it will be multiverses. Multiple 3D environments, multiple games are going to have my assets floating through them. Content is going to be so easy to create. Like, just how we feel as producers, y'all, we're the first for everything to be destroyed. Remember, you had music racks in the store. Remember, we don't have no racks no more. We were the first to go. Look at DVDs now. We had our come to Jesus moment. It was called FL Studio. It made every producer damn near obsolete, as far as if you had MPC skills. If you were a technician and you could buy these like expensive ass pieces of equipment, you had a level floor that people just couldn't get to your quality. There was no equipment that could be comparable. But FL Studio crushed that shit. It made every PC now an actionable piece of equipment that could be multi-used for multiple things. I could still be my production machine, it could be my graphic machine, it could be my gaming machine, and it could be my office. Now, the same thing is happening to video. Video is being democratized. You can now use drones to get the shots that you could only get cranes with. You can now use handhelds in your hand that can now get you these very smooth shots that you needed a shoulder mount for. You can now guerrilla market any video you wanted on the planet using a cell phone. Before, you would have to get licenses in the city to be able to shoot. You don't have to do that no more, because they don't know if you're making a music video or if you're just saying hi to mom. You had to get permits to make anything on a street. That gateway. the way you used to hustle that was you get somebody from a school, and the school, like you get somebody that was in a video school, and they could get the permits cheap, and you would hire them so that this way they were on, you could just use their permits for the cheap, for the low, and they would get the school credit. Or you could just they could get, well, it'll get school credit, and also potentially the school gets some money out of the situation. But we're going into a place where it's how you create, how fast you create, but still keeping quality, right? So it's about not just cranking out crap, because we've been able to do that. Everybody's doing that now, cranking out crap. But quality will shine through. Good music's going to shine back through. Because if you have utility and people hear it and they like it, and it's in a game and they like it. I didn't know nothing about Royce the 5'9", but I'm a ball like I can't ball no more. Ride till I can't ride no more. No, till I can't no more. Till I can't no more. Until I 5'9" no more. I'm the king. You don't know how many hours I was driving through Grand Theft Auto with that pumping. Didn't know a damn thing about Royce the 5'9", and went hunting for his music online afterwards. That is the way our life is now. That is what media looks like for us now. And so when I tell you, my brothers, my sisters, my family, my tribe, when I'm telling you, y'all are your own industry now. It's not like I'm showing you all the points of it. Property or social property management as a service is one way of generating income. Being somebody's service arm is another way to generate income. Getting your residuals and your royalties is another way to generate income. Creating products that are out, like creating sample packs, creating sample chops, creating beat loops. You can even, like, you can make beat loop albums, right? Make a beat loop album. It's not even a full CD production album, right? You can make a beat loop album, upload the beat loop album, and then boom, give the loops away for free. Yeah, man, Rayhan, this is the right time for all of it. Like, the reason why I know why I needed all this, and I'm gonna show you. If you go to ToxicHustle, right? Hold on, let me go to your channel, right? And then if you go into videos, let's go to actually playlists, and then music, right? So this music videos. Where's my, no, hold on. It's this. Where are you? What the fuck? Show reel. See, is why when I tell you about, like, I could send my show reel link to a client and show them my show reel. So here is I was making this music video. You good? No sound, because this gets copyright infringement or flagged. Hold on, it's my song. For an eye as they hang us high. Lord forgive us. It's hard to hustle, so they sell us schemes. Whether you're street or if you're corporate, you're still serving. Okay, so I'll just turn it off so we don't get distracted. I want you to see. So we take away the sound. This is a 3D environment. I threw a filter on the entire thing because I couldn't make the 3D environment and me gel. So this was a concept of what I wanted to do, is to create virtual environments in which the character or the rapper is inside a set, a 3D set, and is able to work. Now, this is one version of that. That's a better version of my first time trying to do that, was with Ty Durden's video. Where is it? Actually, I didn't put it in my show reel because he cursed. So hold on. Ty Durden. Here it is. So this is what I did, this was the first version of that, of me putting somebody in a virtual environment. There. So I got a bunch of people that were on MySpace. Idiot. I got a bunch of people who are on MySpace, right? And I made them send me some. He got videos for them saying "F tie," and then what I did is I took those and I brought them into After Effects. So all of these were I rendered the video. I got him on green screen. I made like green screen plates for this, and so that these people could sit in here. This was all renders. So like this set is rendered from multiple angles. So it's like the same set, but a different angle, maybe a different time of day, right? So again, this took months to do. What I think is going to happen is as we're able to make 3D environments, put on motion capture, put the camera in front of a face, now, do I need to create a set? Do I need to spend tens of thousands of dollars on sets anymore? Can I not now publish my own ish, create these characters, and be able to do something deeper? So let's go. We're going to take back heritage, right? Thanks to our Japanese brothers and sisters. What is the flow to be able to create a movie? It starts with one piece. No, it starts with one punch. Right? Let's get the images of the actual original cartoon. The actual original cartoon. Original art. Okay, so this is what the current running of One Punch looks like. This is the actual comic. This is what's currently the lead, where all the information comes from for the comic, that the manga. So there is a web comic, right? So you start with a web comic. Somebody takes the web comic, turns it into the manga, right? So you get this. From the manga, we get our anime. Right? So we got our anime. And then from your anime, you've got your potential full action movie. So, why am I showing you this? And why am I explaining this to you? I'm explaining it like this. If I can find talented people right here in the original land of ours to be able to, and they are making these comics and they are generating these things already and they're doing this, and somebody is helping them and they get into the manga side of things, and now you know there's comic art, now you know there's a manga that's already running. Well, now you can find people on YouTube, right, that talk about manga episodes, right? So right? Let's not do the anime. Hold on. Let's just do manga. So boom. So now you've got people that are just talking about either an episode or chapter, right? Manga chapter. Here we go. Here you go. So somebody's talking about a manga chapter. How long is this video? This video is about 10 minutes. So could I take clips from this, take my music, put it into it, and then send that out and put it on a channel? See what I'm saying? Plot armor. This is a big person. You can create a plot armor channel and then be able to take his clips and put it in there and say and show highlights of things that are going off or whatever, right? So there's or have statements that's being said. It's just utility. It's figuring out utility. So this is pretty much my end all be all of everything that I think that y'all have access to, what you can do, how to make money, how you survive this crap. The economy, you already know it's shitey. Um, the way that subprime mortgages are on car loans, they look exactly like the same ones that are on the real estate market. This is exactly how 2007, 2008 look like. It's going to come again. It's going to be hard with layoffs coming, and people, especially around Christmas time, watch layoffs, man. Especially in November after crypto dips and the stock market starts crashing in September, we're going to see more pain. Earnings are going to come back out, y'all. Earnings are not going to be good. The market is still going to keep falling. I have my shorts in since January. My shorts are not going to move past, they're not going to stop until after January. I'm not going to touch my shorts until next year. Literally, I don't need to. I think that everything continues to go down until next year. And then I can potentially start buying in on the bottom. So, meantime, between time, what does that mean? We're going to have some stagflation. It means companies are not going to be hiring. We already see them slowing down now. It means like Amazon. What do? They said they overhired. Right? So understand. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Hate that. Got to reverse that thought. News. Did Amazon recrash the market? Amazon free for all, labor market tight but unhealthy. Hold on. Overhired. Tech hiring freeze, focus on returning. Oh, they're trying to hide it now. Really, yo? See, this is why I gotta start taking screenshots and keeping this. Amazon. Here we go. Let's try that. Uber, Amazon, and Facebook have slowed hiring. Walmart, Amazon, we're overstaffed in Q1. 2 weeks ago, this came out. So Walmart and Amazon have overstaffed because they thought they couldn't get people, and people were more expensive, right? So people were getting higher wages. So now they have way too many people because their stock has dropped, so they can't afford all these people, and now they have an oversupply, right? So now they also have they also announce of an oversupply. Oh, y'all trying to play. Hold on. There we go. Inventory. That's the word I need. They have too much inventory right now. Escalating costs, labor. They're gone perceiving their profits, stuck in a shift, now stuck on a shelf. Rapid retrenchment among consumers. At the time, they were carrying higher than usual level of inventory. These factors remain for a full year operating margin, so they don't think these factors would mean a full year operating margin of about 6%. So they only have an operating margin of about 6% because they're holding on to stock, to inventory. So they're thinning out the herd now, which means, again, it doesn't mean that there's no jobs. It just means what you're needed for has changed. I don't want to be stuck in the freelance or gig economy. because those are things that are being automated out of existence. I would still want to be in the service sector. So, what projects for media personalities can you do? Like you're in media, you're innately tied different. Especially if you can be on the graphic or video or the website or the development of applications, whatever you can do on the end of helping them be able to market their product or be able to manage their social media profiles. Be a part of the service sector in the digital front, and then get paid to your Cash App or your PayPal or your FreshBooks or whatever. Get paid directly for your invoices, and that goes to your bank account. And then eat, swipe a card, eat. Make sure you put money away. 10% of your income should always go to investing into your future. Now, speaking of what I got to do, I got to go make a delivery because we can't get people to drive out in these streets, and I cannot wait until I can just send a car to make this drop off by its mother-sucking self. But till then, I got to do this, so I got to go. I got to go feed my pups. Y'all be safe out on these streets, and I'm going to holla at y'all later. Peace out.